Welcome to Huddle Up, where founders of Huddle for Success Mark Bruce and Duane Gibbs come to you every Wednesday and Friday with a quick segment to keep you informed, engaged, and motivated. Now let's huddle up.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Huddle for Success. I'm your host, Duane Gibbs, with my partner, Mark Bruce. And each and every Wednesday and Friday, we come to you and we have a Huddle Up session. So today we are going to talk about the Serene Mind. So let's huddle up. Serene mind, a mental state characterized by calmness, peace, and tranquility. And I know you have a lot to say about this subject. It is an awesome segment in our chapters of what we train on. And, it really makes you think. It makes you think about how we get out of our comfort zone, how we become anxious and not calm, and how we can't get the peace and the relaxation that we need to be successful, to grow, to learn. And I'm going to let you dig deeper into what your mindset is of serenity.
Growing up, I love my dad, and if you heard me talk about him, you know that he was my best man at my wedding, and he was my coach. Well, one year he did ask me to do a Father's Day talk in church, and I really didn't want to do it. So I ended up more like roasting him than telling what I was supposed to talk about what I learned from my father. And at the time, I think I was probably 12 years old, and I roasted him a smidge because we'd be working around the house every now and then. We'd be working on a car, or one time I really remember we were baling hay, and he had hay fever, terrible. So he was feeling miserable, and it was him and I baling hay. And he looked down to see what time it was, and his watch had stopped. It stopped like 2 hours ago, and he took that watch off and he threw it on the ground. And that might have been one of the stories I told in church. And I always thought I was calm. I thought I was calm. Now, I did get his genes, and there are times when I have reacted in exactly.
I definitely got my dad's genes on that,
man.
for sure.
Anyway, so a year and a half ago at Christmas, someone I knew was doing a book study of Bob Proctor's son. Wrote a book, My Father Knew the Secret, of which Bob was in The Secret movie. And one of the things Bob used to do periodically was he did a 90-day Serenity challenge. And what the challenge was is James Allen wrote a book, As a Man Thinketh, and it's a really short little chapter. It's the last chapter in the book, and it talks about serenity. And Bob would hand write out the Serenity chapter every day for 90 days. So the person that invited me said, I challenge any of you to do that. And I was like, man, I don't want to do that. That's a whole lot of work. That's terrible. But it's like, I need to work on doing, not and action. I need to work on action. And then I got to thinking, oh man, action. I would be taking action by learning the Serenity chapter and creating a habit of getting up early and studying. And anyway, I decided to take it. And I did, actually. I hand wrote out the Serenity chapter every day for 90 days, did not miss a day. I even traveled to Wyoming with some buddies, and I did it while I was there. I didn't want to, but I did it because it was part of the 90 days. But it starts off, calmness of mind is one of the beautiful jewels of wisdom. It's the result of long and patient effort in self-control. And what I learned by doing it was I did learn to take action, but it did remind me that if you respond and you think, and it's got wisdom like you wouldn't believe. So I dare any of you to try and write it out one time. And then if you get it once, it took me 45 minutes the first time I wrote it. And by the time I was done, I could write it out in about 25 minutes. And I had a nice little music track that I listened to. It was more of a meditation track while I was writing it, and I did become much calmer and much more aware of being serene. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's my recommendation. Take the 90-day Serenity challenge.
And you dig deeper into this one through our students that are on board with us, and we really go through deep dive into lessons of how important being calm, being in tranquility, also, peace of mind that allows you to think further in depth about your business and how to grow.
Yep, absolutely.
Awesome. That's awesome. Listen, thank you for huddling up. We will see you next time. Like us, share us, tell people about it, leave comments in our comment section. We will read them and we'll add it to our weekly Huddle Up. Till next time, we'll see you and be well.
Be serene.
Be serene.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Huddle Up, where we come to you every Wednesday and Friday. Like, share, and subscribe, and follow us on YouTube and on social media. If you find this information helpful, share this with someone that you know. We'll see you next time on Huddle Up.